Romance novel girlies assemble. Because Chelsea's Aura, she walked straight out of one of those slow burn, rose petal strewn, happily ever after paperback romance novels and said, "Paint me." And I did. I painted Chelsea's Aura in one take, which feels like its own meet-cute miracle given my history. Welcome to Aura Poura, your aura painted on canvas. Today, I painted Chelsea. Before I even poured the paint, though, I felt it, that unmistakable pink with a purple undertone energy that only true romantics carry. The kind of aura that smells kind of like roses, and it feels like that soft lighting, and believes wholeheartedly in the connection with others, a tenderness and a beauty of wanting more from our life than just daily stuff. Not in like a dramatic way, this is more in a hopeful way. The pink came first in Chelsea's Aura, like a bubbling champagne. You can see even in the paint that I got way too many air bubbles, but I felt like it was bubbling up like champagne, sparkling. It had kind of that effervescent feeling in her aura. It's her desire for connection that leads this pink. There's a sweetness to that connection. Her ability to reach towards others with just a giant open heart. It's the part of her that says, love is worth it. Joy is worth it. Beauty is worth it. Then I add in this purple, this kind of deep, deep, deep purple. It's not a witchy, shadowy purple that I sometimes use, but in her aura, it's much more romantic. It's much more about the connection to others. The kind that blends like our red heart's passion with a little bit of blues calm to make that purple. It kind of feels like dusk settling over the garden, kind of that iridescent quality to nighttime. It's her depth, it's Chelsea's soulfulness, it's her quiet spirituality too, that does exist in this purple as it often does. This purple doesn't just want like that romantic feeling, but it's also about wanting meaning in her life and a deep search for that. I added this light purple next, and that's really about a community. So if we think about lightening things up and coming into the light, it's about meeting others and really wanting that belonging and shared stories and shared hearts and shared experiences together. Chelsea is a bit mid-transition in her life, mid-chapter, and in speaking to her mid-move almost. And her aura is reaching for connection right now in this moment more than ever before. This soft lavender color, let's call it, is her I'm ready to expand my circle color. Then I add in this kind of light tan. You'll know that I use this color a lot because it's not as stark as white on the paint, but it also invites. It's a little bit more relaxed and it makes you feel comfortable. And there's definitely an essence to Chelsea's aura that says, come on in, let's be comfortable. I also add in this bronze. Now, this is warmth and grounding and ancient self-knowledge. This is like ancient Rome stepping onto the painting. It's not new love energy. This is old soul energy. This is bronze like statues, like columns, like something that has stood for centuries, and that exists in Chelsea's aura. She knows who she is. She knows where she comes from. She knows what she values. And that is part of the beauty of her aura. As I blew the paint outward, this whole thing kind of started to take on a floral look. I like that. It almost seems like petals opening up of a rose, of a beautiful flower, colors blending, and the bubbles crackling at the surface like a fizzy drink, almost like that effervescent champagne. That deep dark pink in the center really held its shape. You can see that I'm blowing it out, but it's not really translating into those flowery petals like the other colors. That is at the center of herself, her sense of self, that steady, rooted, unmoving energy, even if everything around her is shifting. But that's the thing about a romantic life. It's never just soft. There's always a little bit of drama, a little bit of yearning, a little bit of reach, as we all read in those books. So I added in a little red. This is almost like a balance to the painting, that passion, that desire, that spark that pushes her outwards and upwards towards the life that she wants. There's a part of Chelsea that is this strong, bold primary color, not diluted down with white to make pink. But this red definitely balances that pink. It deepens our story here. It adds tension into that softness. It's the part of her that says, I want more. I'm allowed to want more. And this final painting honestly looks like a bouquet, like a love letter, like a warm embrace, and a slow burn romance all at once. And yes, like all books, it has that happy ending. This is Chelsea. This is her softness, her passion, her ancient steadiness, and her reach. This is her Aura Poura painting. If you want to explore more about your own romantic energy or craft in the next narration, I'm right here with you. Contact me at connectedintuition.com for more information about purchasing your own Aura Poura painting.